Hey YouTube, this is Cameron. I'm doing a loadout video. A lot of people have asked for loadout videos for ideas for freshmen for humans versus zombies. If I had to name this class, I would probably call it the comms or leader class. It's really good for the way I play, which I play a much more leadership role. I'll design a lot of plans. Generally during humans versus zombies and other games, about 90% of the time I'm either on a walkie-talkie or on my phone. And people know that when I'm not on my phone or I'm not on a walkie-talkie, bad things are happening. Because if I'm shooting, chances are the mission's not going so well. I like to break up my teams into a bunch of different little groups, so I like to keep comms on them and kind of know what's going on with the entire area of play. I started out with what most people do with having the original NERF vest, and I ran some mags with that. I played around with the idea for a battle belt for a while. I've had a lot of different kind of ideas. Tried to use some military surplus gear, and finally this is what I've come up with, and this is my absolute favorite rig. 100% would recommend this to anyone ever, and I'm just going to kind of run through it and break down what I'm using, why I've got what I have, where I have it, and the capabilities of this rig and whatnot. So to start out with, this is the Condor Outdoor Commando rig, and I got it from airsoftgi.com. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever, but I've been looking at a ton of reviews online for a bunch of different rigs when I was kind of sick of my battle belt. What's cool about this as well is that each pouch can comfortably fit 2 mags. So if you really wanted to, when I'm playing heavy for humans versus zombies, I'll do this. You can put up to 6 mags in this thing, which is just an insane amount of darts. My primary that I'm using right now is my Alpha Trooper. Usually I play a little bit more aggressively. I'll play kind of an assault role with like either an Alpha Trooper, like a Rampage, or some kind of flywheel gun. Recently, in the past probably 6 months or so, I started to play with a little bit lower rate of fire guns. I'm actually a pretty good shot, and I can be a little bit more precise. I don't waste quite so much ammunition, which is really important during humans versus zombies. This fits a Retaliator perfectly. Off to my side right here, I've got socks. I have 4 socks on here. My humans versus zombies, we play games where there are special infected that can only be killed by socks, so it's good to have a couple on hand. Also, you can just pass them off to someone else who's run out of ammunition or something as a placeholder. On this side, I've got my hammer shot. It's been very lightly modded. I've just taken out the pegs and the air restrictor so I can shove any dart in there and shoot any dart. I would highly recommend it. Fits in my pouch really easily, pulls out really easily. Now, if you don't want your Velcro getting in the way, what they did is they added a piece of Velcro on the inside where you can actually just cover it up so it's just clip and the Velcro doesn't interfere at all. This is honestly my favorite kind of sling because when I've got it down, I can go hands-free very easily if I need to interact with something or if I need to get on my phone, get on my walkie-talkie, pull out my secondary, pull out a sock, and every time it ends up in the same place every single time, right by my hand where I can grab it up, draw quickly. Finally, the last thing that I've done to this is I had to buy a little bit of elastic, and I bought these little clips on the end where I've woven this through, and these are just little retainers. If you buy this exact kit, you'll have little pouches over here, which I've cut off, and I've installed this elastic here. I use some 3/16 bungee and some 1/4-inch eyelets to connect all this, and I've got a little tab up top. This is just cloth. You could easily make this out of tape. I wouldn't recommend not using this without some kind of retention system, just because you do have enough space where your mags could possibly fall out if you're using 18 mags. 12s I don't think would be so much of an issue. Another thing that's to be said for surplus gear is that AR-15, M16, AK-47 pouches don't quite fit NERF very well. The best fit I've found if you want to try to go the surplus route is 308 pouches. They're very small and they're very expensive. So if you can get something that's more like for airsoft where it's meant for multiple things and it's not really designed to specifically fit one exact thing, there's going to be looser tolerances, and the looser the tolerances are, the more likely it's going to fit that larger size NERF magazine. So all in all, for about 40 bucks, this is honestly probably the best loadout, my favorite loadout I've ever had. You can run light with it, you can run a little bit heavier with it. However you really want to play, you can have a pistol here and a pistol here if you wanted to. You could have all stocks, you could have 6 mags, you have 3 mags, whatever you really want to do. I would highly encourage anyone to get on this. We'll add a link at the bottom. And thanks guys for watching. In the next few videos, we're going to be showing you how to make throwing foam melees for NERF. And we're also going to be showing you how to make cardboard holsters if you want something a little bit smaller than this.
Doing right now.
Bayonet charge!
That's not a legal move.